Hi, I'm Kenny Anderson, Director of Multicultural Affairs for the City of Huntsville, and welcome to Impact. Each week we share information about exciting things that are happening in our community, and today will be no different. You know, there was a recent event that took place in our community that I thought was so significant that we had to talk about it, even though the event has already taken place. The reason we're talking about it is because it is a student-led organization that actually promoted this event. And you know how inspired I am by what students do in our community. And I'm a little biased, too, being an Oakwood University graduate. I think that they're some of the finest students on the planet. Well, I have two of those finest students on the planet with me today on the broadcast, and they are members of an organization called Legacy 31, founded by none other than Alexis Langston. Welcome to the broadcast.
Thank you. We're so excited to be here. Me, as well as our chaplain of our university, founded the organization, and it's basically about women. It's a 6-week program where women come together and discuss different things, whether it be hot topics that are going on in society, or even things such as entrepreneurship and goals, and just relationships and how to be comfortable within yourself and the person that God created you to be, kind of thing. Those aspects. And we bring in different people from all over, whether they be entrepreneurs, married, or they had a certain traumatic circumstance that happened in their lives. And we learn from these people. We network. So it's about setting that foundation for the ladies within our own community at Oakwood University.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's great, but you got to tell me, how did that begin? I mean, you're one of the co-founders, and is this a conversation that you're having with somebody one day and say, hey, let's start something new?
Right. I wish that was how it happened. But actually how it happened was Chaplain Mann, the chaplain, one of the female chaplains of our university, she said that God spoke to her one day, and she really felt as if we needed something directed towards the sophomore ladies, the underclassmen of our university, just to guide them through the process, because I don't know about, the guys, but women, we have our own little timelines, when to get married, who to get married to, our careers and things like that. So she found it necessary with the affirmation of the Lord to create this organization that we've been running for 3 years, and it's actually a mentorship group. And at the end of each 6 weeks, we graduate ladies, and they become Legacy 31 women, as well as mentors. So we mentor the next upcoming ladies that decide to join the group, and the legacy continues.
Yeah, and see, I think that's one of the hottest things about this particular group too, because you get a chance to actually learn something,
right,
benefit from all of this wisdom and experience that's being shared with you, and then you can embrace that and then share it with the next generation.
Right.
So it becomes a generational process.
There we go.
And when you come back to Oakwood after you have graduated many, many years
Yes.
from now, you say, I was a Legacy 31 woman, and
right,
I'm a graduate.
Point them out. You were too. You were too.
Danika Desgazon is with us today.
Yes.
And she is with us as the secretary of this organization. Welcome to the broadcast.
Thank you so very much. I'm so excited to be here.
What has your experience been like as a part of this group?
Legacy has been just so much fun. Nothing what I guess thought I would expect it to be. I just happened to kind of join because I was friends with Alexis, and I liked the mission and the goals and the idea of being able to meet somewhere with ladies who are like-minded, and just figure out this thing called life, and just how to do it successfully.
Because there's no playbook.
There's no playbook,
at all.
man. They just throw you out there. They just throw you out there. And so just getting with other ladies and supporting one another and talking about life issues and the things going on in this world and what we want to be, and our insecurities and how we can overcome the challenges that we've faced in life, and just knowing that we can be great and that nothing limits us.
Yeah.
And with the help of, the ladies and the people that have mentored me, and now I'm able to be a mentor to other ladies as well. It's just, I've been able to watch the ministry Legacy, the organization, just grow, and people really be, blessed by it, and are able to make better decisions and are able to go for it,
Yeah. So one of the things I hear, and I might say several things that I hear character development.
Right.
I hear leadership development. I hear connecting through mentoring and building relationships within the network of Oakwood University students and beyond. And I also hear service, because that's one of the things we wanted to talk about today.
Definitely.
This big campaign in the midst of the month of October that you all did, which was a Stomp Out the Violence campaign.
Yes.
We all know that the month of October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month, but you all took the initiative this year to do something a little different than maybe has happened in the past. And tell us what that whole initiative was about, because I know it was a several-day event,
Right.
and lots of success as well.
Right. So we entitled it Heel Climb, and originally, this was inspiration from the summer of how a lot of people just don't stick together. Everybody wants to make it to the top, but not everybody wants to help each other get to that process. And a lot of times with successors or people who we call arrived, we just see the end result. We don't hear the stories of the pain and the things that went through. So we tried to find, what better time to promote this idea or to stress this idea. And Domestic Violence Month came around, and I felt like this was a great chance because, we felt like it was a great chance because domestic violence is something I feel is not as addressed as other things that are going on, and it's left kind of brushed under the rug kind of thing. So we wanted to give those people, whether male or female, the opportunity to just feel like someone not necessarily understands, but is with them and is trying to support them and empower them. And those that are currently facing the situations to realize that, okay, you don't have to do this alone. There is help. There are, things that people could do in order to reach out to you and things like that. So it's just bring people together on campus, off campus, the community, and just take a moment to understand how it feels to be in someone else's shoes, which is why we decided to, challenge people to put on the heels to see what it's like to experience that pain, to walk, with that mentality of what they went through. So it was amazing, the result.
Yeah, it's a powerful experience, I think, when people are really trying to empathize with others and get a sense of what they're going through, because when you're going through something, you always believe, this is to a person, that you're the only person dealing with that situation.
Exactly.
And sometimes, especially with domestic violence situations, the environment is nurtured in such a way that you are isolated.
Right.
The person that's abusing often isolates them from friends and loved ones, and you feel you're all alone, and they say things like, I love you, even though they're abusing you, and there's this big emotional bond that's going on, big tug of war. So this is very important. And I also read something recently, and this will really strike home to you all, because the 18 to 24-year-old age group is the predominant group that experiences intimate partner abuse.
Right.
That's your colleagues.
Right.
Those are people you go to school with.
Right. Yeah. And actually, 1 out of 7 women are actually domestically abused on college campuses. Not just, our age range, but on college campuses alone. And us being
Young adult ladies
in college, I think this pertains
living
to
on
me.
campus.
Right.
The demographic.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's something you definitely need to be aware about, just for sure.
Yeah. How do you think people are responding to this message on the campus? Let's speak specifically to the campus.
I feel like they're very, 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 very receptive to it. A lot of women, they understand what domestic violence is, but sometimes when you're in the midst of a domestic violence situation, you don't see it as domestic violence and you make excuses for it, and you don't see the habits or the, red flags that attribute to the cycles of domestic violence. And as ladies, just to be aware and to talk about it and to support one another and to have each other on campus and know that there's resources here, you can go to talk to this person or that person, and just really flat out explaining what is domestic violence. People might say, hey, he just yells at me, he doesn't hit me, that type of thing, but we need to understand where it begins, what it is, how it starts, the habits.
It's a progression.
Right. Yes, definitely. And I feel like a lot of ladies didn't necessarily understand that, but with the help of this walk and this organization and having people there to speak, you know, from the city council and from the crisis center and from the Hope Place, having all those individuals to kind of just promote and to come together and just make us aware as young ladies on a campus what really abuse is, what domestic violence looks like, and how it begins and things of that nature. And so I feel like the campus is definitely receptive to it and definitely interested in learning about it. And for the men too, because a lot of these guys, they feel like it's only women who deal with domestic violence. So the guys who are dealing with it kind of feel like emasculated or like they can't say anything. And then you have the guys who may be a little rough around the edges and say that they're not abusive, that's just how they always were. And so it's really speaks to not just the women, but to the men who may be abused, and also to the men who may have those habits or those character traits of abuse inside of them as well.
Yeah, well, we're certainly all in this thing together, and we have to address it as men and women in order to move forward in this process. As part of this initiative, you also collected lots of supplies, and I think that that's a wonderful thing. Not only were you trying to educate people and make them more aware, but you were also trying to do something even in a tangible way to say that we care. And these care packages was the process of just collecting donations of supplies, right?
Yeah, Kenny, you know what? I'm sorry, Mr. Anderson.
Oh, it's fine. Call me Kenny.
Mr. Anderson. We actually were so surprised. Originally, you know, since this is our first event and we're all excited, some administration were talking to me and they were like, isn't this, you know, this is a lot that you're doing, you know, collecting and the walk and the different things that we're collecting, cash and all these things, and the proceeds were going to go to the Hope Place. This is a lot, and we didn't really think about that. But, you know, I'm amazed at how receptive people were. I didn't know, you know, flyers and all this promotion, you never know who's watching. You never know who's listening. And, you know, we are just amazed at the result. And we are so thankful for the result and hopeful that, you know, it wasn't just a one and done deal, but people, this actually stuck. And people, you know, when they see certain situations taking place, they think back to the people that spoke from the crisis center and, you know, the council, the Huntsville City Council representative that spoke on this issue, and they do something about it. They're no longer a bystander, but they are an advocate for certain things like this. And that's really what we wanted to push. And I hope that that is what happened.
I love the combination of the student community engagement piece.
Yeah.
I mean, this is really what it's all about. It's a win-win for the entire community to have a youth group of young students who are conscientious, certainly inspiring, and wanting to make a difference in other people's lives. And that's exactly what you all have done as leaders of Legacy 31. You obviously have a bright future as far as this organization is concerned, and I anticipate you're going to continue to identify projects that can make a difference in people's lives. Definitely. I can't be wrong about that, right?
No.
Not at all.
Hold us accountable.
All right, I can do that. And have you guys come back on and talk about the next project that you have going on. Absolutely. Well, listen, how can people get in touch with you if they wanted to perhaps send some affirmation to you and perhaps make a donation to your cause and just simply maybe just give you some good words of cheer and encouragement? How could they reach out to you?
Well, they can reach out. Well, we do have an Instagram page, Legacy 31. You look at the pictures, you know, sometimes we can put little headlines on there so you'll know some initiatives that we're doing, as well as you can email me at langstonalexis@ymail.com or alexis.langston@oakwood.edu. And we'll be happy. We want to get a website up. We haven't gotten that yet. So next time.
It's a work in progress.
Next time, during the next initiative, hopefully we can have the website for you. But yes, we would love, if you still would like to, people would still like to donate, to just contact us, and we would definitely receive it. Yeah. Prayers especially as well. That's
right. Well, you know, the need never stops, and it's a lot like we do at the end of the year where we have these big food drives, and then winter comes and it's clothing drives. And the reality is that people need these things every day of the year. And so domestic violence is an abiding presence in people's lives 365 days a year, and we've got to be about educating people, making them more aware and responsive to the needs. And Legacy 31 has indeed answered the call. Alexis Langston, she's a co-founder of Legacy 31. Welcome once again, and thank you for all that you've done.
I appreciate it so much. It's an honor.
All right. Danika Desgazon.
Yes.
So good to have you. I just love the way that rolls off my tongue.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Secretary of the organization, thank you for being here.
Thank you for having us.
All right. You guys come back and tell us what you're doing now.
Definitely.
Seriously,
Can't wait.
All right. We appreciate you joining in and watching this great show today. I tell you why I'm biased about Oakwood University students, but today I've shown you why. A couple of students that are making it happen for sure. We hope that you tune into the next edition of our broadcast, but in the meantime, we hope that you will like our Facebook page, which is Impact with Kenny Anderson, where you can see a video of the show that you just watched and also some behind-the-scenes photos of the broadcast today. We'll see you again on the next broadcast of Impact.